We're filming this event for BBC Newsnight, and we're filming it because we think it may have interesting news value for our viewers.
I couldn't, but Bear Grylls could. Have you ever heard of Bear Grylls? He does that. Now, what do you say to that? He eats raw snakes, he eats raw everything, so it shows you it is possible. The reason why we don't do it is because we're in 2017 and we're human beings and we can cook our food.
You can't stand here with your camera and your people without the live evidence, can you?
We don't bring a vegan bodybuilder.
Anyone can put anything on the internet. Anyone can put anything on the internet.
So we're here in Leicester Square tonight, basically screening some slaughterhouse footage that's been taken in the UK from around 2016. So we've already had the BBC here, already doing some filming. They've asked us lots of questions relating to veganism and why it is that we're here. Because obviously at the moment veganism is really rising. January had 50,000 people sign the vegan pledge, which is twice as many as last year and twice as many as the year before that. So it really is on the rise, and it's all over mainstream media and it's all over social media as well. So people, for the first time ever, are really having to learn about what veganism is and what it is that we stand for. So by doing this, we're inviting people to come watch something they might not otherwise be able to watch. And what really works about it is people don't have to watch it if they don't want to. They're more than capable of moving away if it's something that offends them. But the question we always say to people is, if it offends you, then why do you pay for it to happen? These places are only open, they're only functioning because people pay the wages of the people that work there and create a demand. So wherever there's a demand, there has to be a supply, and this is the supply. So when we go into fast food chains or supermarkets or even high-end restaurants, this is it. This is the reality of what it is that we're paying for. And this is your local farm, this is your organic farm, this is your high welfare RSPCA Red Tractor approved farms. These farms aren't particularly exceptionally cruel. These are standard industry farms. So what you're witnessing in these films is standard practice in most industries. So the fact that pigs have their tails docked and they have their teeth clipped and they're castrated for anaesthetic isn't some sort of rare act of cruelty that happens on particularly bad farms. It happens across all farms because it's standard practice. Likewise in the dairy industry, calves are separated from their mothers when they've only just been born. This again isn't something extreme. This happens on all dairy farms. This happens on organic farms, on local farms. This happens on all British farms, and this is something we need to make people aware of, because unfortunately what we're up against is a multi-billion-dollar industry that fuels heavy advertising campaigns to trick us into thinking that the products we buy come from a happy farm where the animals are killed humanely. And we're trying to dispel this myth by saying the propaganda that you're being fed on the TV isn't actually the reality. This is the reality. This is what they don't want you to see. So they give you these guilt-free labels like free range or Red Tractor approved to make you feel comfortable when you buy these products. And we have to dispel this myth. We have to show people what's really going on, and that's why we're here today, to give people that inside knowledge into something they wouldn't already know about.
I think it is a real statement, and I think they made that point clearly.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I don't. I don't.
And do you think the masks are scary?
At first I thought they were scary, yes, but then I saw the signs and I saw the little movies, and then I understood it.
I know one, but I don't know anymore.
Just because you don't know them doesn't mean they don't exist.
Well then, let me see them then.
Well, Google vegan bodybuilder right now.
You're talking about them, let me see them.
So Google.
Let's not have an argument, ladies. Seeing that is an actual eye-opener. Like, I don't know much about the dairy industry, but what you said about the cows, I think you need to see it to actually know what it actually stands for. Like, if you just hear it, it's not the same. You guys are doing a really good thing.
Then you can't stand here with your camera and your people without the live evidence, can you?
We don't bring a vegan bodybuilder.
Anyone can put anything on the internet. Anyone can put anything on the internet.
I admire your passion, I really do, but what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to convert you back to meat eating, because I think your bones are probably getting a little bit weak because not enough milk. You know what I mean?
Don't get high rated with me when you're trying to promote this stuff. I'm with you. I understand what you're trying to promote.
It doesn't sound like you're with us.
If you're trying to promote, I'm with you.
I've told you vegan bodybuilders exist, and you're telling me. Well, let me show you on my phone.
I don't need to see what's on the internet.
But you're not showing me.
I can put anything on the internet. It's all live. It's all bullshit on the internet. Internet is bullshit. Anyone can put anything on the internet. Show me live evidence. If I don't see it in front of me, it ain't real. Okay.
That's live evidence.
Good.
On behalf of meat eaters, I apologise. I still love meat, but you guys are doing what you're doing, and I respect that.
What did you just see there happen?
I saw an uneducated lady trying to make a point about things she didn't really understand.
I think it's more to do with like political atmosphere in the world.
And the nature of human greed.
Well, that's another thing. But
But why should we be part of that greed? Why can't we step away from that?
But you can step away from that greed and also eat meat.
I think the message is good and all, but the videos are like disturbing, so it's definitely eye-opening to everyone that actually pays attention and watches it.
Are you vegan or what?
No, I eat meat, but I prefer not to eat fast food because of all like obviously how the animals are cruelty. I prefer to just go to a butcher's. Like,
but fast food is nice. Fast food is nice. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong, isn't it?
It's wrong.
Yeah, it's right, but it's wrong.
But yeah, as I was saying, I'd rather eat meat from a butcher's than from a fast food place because then I know my meat has been looked. Then I know the animal has been cared for.
Do you think any animal can be slaughtered humanely?
I couldn't, but Bear Grylls could. Have you ever heard of Bear Grylls? He does that. Now, what do you say to that? He eats raw snakes, he eats raw everything, so it shows you it is possible. The reason why we don't do it is because we're in 2017 and we're human beings and we can cook our food.
So we started Surge in June last year and we've had a lot of rise in the number of people who are taking part in our protests. So 2017 is really going to be a crucial year, I think, for Surge. There's going to be lots of campaigns on the way against fur, also about animals entertainment, and also we're going to have another march again, which we're really excited to announce. So we're going to have another march. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be more emotive than the one last year, and we're going to make sure this one really does get into the media this time, because last year it was 2,500 vegans, but if we think about how many more vegans are taking the Veganuary pledge, there's no reason we can't double or triple or even quadruple that number for the march next year. We should have 10,000 vegans marching through the streets of London, and I think that would be really, really empowering for all of us. And as I said before, like, I think the reason, or one of the reasons why there are so many activists taking part now is because of the march and because it empowered people to get active. Now if we can empower more people, 10,000 people, to do the same, then we're just going to see veganism continue to rise. I mean, it is unstoppable. I think many people want to deny it and they want to turn a blind eye and pretend it's not happening, but it doesn't matter whether you want to accept it or not, it's happening.
I work for BBC Newsnight. I'm at Alexandra Palace. We're filming a kind of vegan food and culture festival.
How are you finding it here today?
It's been enjoyable. There's lots of interesting food to sample. People are good-natured, it's good atmosphere. We had a good chat with David Baddiel, who was here with his family. So, and I had a nice kebab, so far so good.
There's a lot of stigma and preconceptions around veganism and vegans. How does your experience compare to what you thought you'd get before you came?
Well, I think, to coin a perhaps appropriate phrase, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. And what we're going to do, all being well, is to put our report on Newsnight on Tuesday night.